All right, bet. You already know. It's grind season vague. We on no politics. Where's no politics? Those are the rules here. Today's guest, I got my man Divine representing motherfucking BK. What's good, my boy?
Peace, King. How you, brother?
Everything great, man. If I complain, I'm being ungrateful.
Word. Likewise. Likewise.
So, what's up? I see you got a lot of shit going on, and I know we could probably be here forever and ever with talking about stories and game and all that.
Yeah.
But today we're gonna get right to everything with no politics. Introduce yourself, tell the listeners where you from and what you represent.
Yeah, Divine, CEO and founder of Notes, co-founder with Rakim, hip-hop legend Rakim, entrepreneur, formerly incarcerated individual, saying from crack to rap to tech. You know what I mean? I went through it, came through it, and now I'm doing it.
Dope. Take us back a little bit to when you caught interest in being part of the music business. Did you start as an artist or did you just full-fledged want to get in the business aspect of it?
Yeah, that's a great question. I actually told the story today earlier. Grew up on hip hop, you know what I'm saying, like everybody else, got the buzz early on, around 10 years old, exposed to, even younger than that, exposed to the Sugar Hill Gang, you know what I mean? Early on, Run DMC, LL Cool J, all that. Went through all those phases. And I actually dabbled with all the elements of hip hop. I was beatboxing, doing graffiti, I was breakdancing, I was DJing. But when it came to MCing, I gravitated more towards being an MC and writing. That was my gift, right? And so I always used writing as an outlet for me. You know what I'm saying? You know, my mother was addicted to drugs at the time. I came up in the early 80s, crack epidemic, you know what I mean? So a lot of my pain and negative emotions was channeled through music and hip hop, writing. But you know, I was in the streets, I was in the game. So for me, hip hop and MCing was because I did it because I loved it, not because I needed money. I never looked at it as trying to make money with it as a career. So I made money in the streets, and that allowed me to be able to do what I loved, hip hop. But anyway, when I got incarcerated, is when I decided I definitely want to become a professional hip hop rap recording artist. You know what I mean? I wanted to be one of the best ones. And I looked at Rakim as a model of that at the time.
Were you friends with him then, or?
Nah, we weren't connected at that point.
Okay.
It's crazy because as when I went into prison, I also started getting knowledge of self. When I went away at 19 years old.
Came God Body?
God Body, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yup, and all that. Got exposed to that. My brother had a four green projects in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? They brought it up top to where I was born at.
Was this in the 90s?
This was 90s, yeah, early 90s, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, early 90s, yeah. So they came and it flourished. You know what I'm saying? The lessons flourished through our prison, the prison system. So you know, they came up top to where I was born at. They went in the prison system, and all the lessons started flooding the prison system because of those brothers that came out of Fort Greene, at a BK. So anyway, I met the brother, got knowledge of self. He was my spark, and that's when I said, you know, I want to be MC. So later on in my prison sentence, I realized that, you know, a lot of rappers are exploited, taken advantage of by record labels. They don't make the lion's share of what they contribute to the success of records. To the company. Right, to the company, exactly. Nor do they have really creative control. So I was like, you know what? And they don't own their masters. So I've been thought about not owning masters. This is in the 90s. My mom was on this.
Did you think in the 90s that masters would be worth what they're worth now? 200 million, 300 million, 400 million?
Well, yeah. I knew the concept of intellectual property. I understood what that was. I understood, you know, you have to own that. And that's how they make their money, right? That's how the labels make their money. You sign away your masters and they control it. So, I mean, it's simple. I mean, it's simple mathematics when you think about it. You see a label making all this money, right, of what you create, and they own it. You know you need to own your masters. Like, you know what I mean? You know you need to own your masters, or you should know. So as I started looking deeper into the music business from prison, I was determined not only become an MC, but also become a label owner and build my own record label, create my own record label. And this was before, you know, everybody was even thinking like that in the industry. I was just locked up thinking like this.
Were you thinking when I have my label and I sign my artists, I'm gonna not own none of their masters? They're gonna own 100. Will your artists be able to own 100% of their masters?
That's a great question. To me, I think it's more of a joint venture situation that a lot of artists weren't getting at all, unless you had the knowledge. Like when RZA went to the labels, he had the master plan. He already proved they was viable in the streets. He already proved product market fit. He knew they was popping in the streets. So when he went to the labels, he had that leverage. Most artists don't go to labels with that leverage. They go there needing the label more than the label needs them. A lot's that changed in this day and time. But so I would say a joint venture would be more of a better approach. If I'm a company and I'm a business, there's no way I could give somebody 100% of their masters. How do I make money? That's how the company would make money.
And a lot of artists don't know that, because most labels give you the budget to record your album.
Absolutely.
The person who pays for the studio session owns the product that's recorded.
Right.
And that shit be in little letters on contract, and they don't understand that. So they like, there's a budget. They're like, yeah, we gave you that budget. That's our money.
Right.
We own it.
And on top of that, it's recoup. You got to recoup it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Money that you got to recoup my money that I spent.
Right.
And you get nothing. Just give me back mine.
Right. And I own your masters.
Right.
Crazy. So anyway, I saw that as a problem, and I knew that as an artist, I was gonna be the first artist on my label, of course. So I came home, and that's what I did. So I'm on record label. That's how I got the knowledge of the business. I learned it in prison by reading.
Oh, so you already came out
ready to go
with the blueprint.
I came out on home confinement the day I was on home confinement, October 16th, 1998. That same night, I was off in the afternoon. I was off the ankle bracelet. That night, I'm in New York City Club Speed, doing my own showcase for my record label, Supreme Records. Okay. And guess who's DJing?
Flex.
Marley Marl. Rakim's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who did Rakim's early beats and recorded Rakim early on.
Oh yeah, facts.
So it just showed me like that was just another sign from the universe that I was thinking in the right way and where my life would be heading.
Okay, so you connect with Marley Marl?
Built Marley Marl that night. Yeah, built Marley Marl that night.
So take me there.
Yeah. So unfortunately, check it out. So I'm gonna give you another connection. So that was the first universal sign for me, right? The next sign was that I came out to NY, and I went to 125th Harlem uptown, and I was looking at this tattoo spot. So I went upstairs. I'm going through the tattoo book, and Rakim's tattoos is in it. And Rakim like, oh, that's crazy. So I talked to the dude. He's like, yo, Rakim's my cousin. So, at that time I'm an MC, so I'm like, yo, everybody say I sound like Rod, whatever. And he was like, yeah, you can meet Rod, whatever, you can meet him. So I was supposed to meet Rod.
This was random, you went up in the tattoo spot?
Nothing's ever random. But it was random. Universal setting me up. Aligning me to my purpose. So he told me he's gonna connect me with Rod. And before that could happen, so I met with a couple of times. I just missed Rod a few times, whatever. He's gonna put me in Rakim's group called The Last Platoon. So I was gonna be a part of that. Anyway, long story short.
What year was this?
1998, 99.
98, 99.
98, yeah. And remember, end of 98, I came for the showcase at Club Speed.
Yep.
Then 99 came around when I'm back in the streets. Okay. So, eventually I get knocked again. I was only out like a year.
In 99?
Yeah, I was only out like a year and 8 months, 9 months.
And you still haven't met Rakim yet?
I didn't meet him yet. I was supposed to meet him.
Okay, so now
didn't meet him.
You end up getting locked up.
That's a twist in the story, right?
Okay.
So I get locked up, go back. Hold on, here's a third thing. It's gonna blow your mind. When I go to when I get sentenced or get violated, they send me to Fairton, New Jersey. In Fairton, I'm telling people my story. You know what I'm saying? Now you tell your stories. Mm-hmm. But I'm not telling the war stories. You know about the war stories. I'm not telling war stories. I'm telling like real stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my journey. But nobody in prison. You can't believe nobody in prison, and everybody thinks you're lying.
Yeah.
You gotta show receipts. As they say, you gotta show receipts, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so I was telling people, what I do. I rap. You know what I'm saying? I like getting in the band room, do my thing, whatever. So I told a few people about the Rakim story. So now I'm at the chow hall eating, right? Some dudes run up like, yo, Ron, man, there's a dude out there that knows Ra. Like, so evidently he thinks I'm lying. Because he knows Ra, I know Ra, I'm telling my story to a few
You
cats.
haven't met him yet, but
I haven't met this dude
but
yet.
You know everybody around him.
Right, yeah, right, exactly. No, exactly. I told him the story about when before I met him. I didn't meet him, right, exactly. But I was telling the story of how I met his man and all that, his cousin or whatever. So anyway, so dudes came and got me. He's like, yo, dude's he's out in the rec yard. He wants you to come out there. So you know how that go, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's do it, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no big dude, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't no scary dude, you know what I'm saying? So I go out there, whatever, I go out there, it was good. Talk to him, he's like, yo, you know Rob? I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I met that. I'm breaking it down to him. He's like, oh, okay. So he knew it was real. He knew my story was real. So then we just started spitting balls out there live, just going crazy. Just beatboxing and spitting. And me and that brother built the tight bond. And he would eventually, this was Bill Blast's man. You know, the infamous gangster from out of Brooklyn. Bill Blast, you know what I'm saying? He was in the music industry as well. He's Rakim's point man.
They had put a motherfucking, like, side note, they had put like a little documentary of Brooklyn gangsters. They had him there with 50 Cent.
Yeah, you know, Bill Blast.
That's how I know the name.
That was my man, Bill Blast, right? You know what I'm saying? So Blast, that was Blast's man who I met in the feds. So he's like, I was going home before him. So he's like, yo, I'm gonna connect you with Blast. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Meet Blast, whatever. Connecting me with Blast. I'm coming out of Brooklyn all the time, chilling with Blast. You know, we doing street work. You know what it is. We doing street work, whatever. At this point, you know, he's still rocking with Rod. That's Rod's point man. He goes on stage with Rod and all that. So he's talking about Rod. I'm like, yeah, I was supposed to meet him there, you know, whatever, no big deal. I wasn't even stressing that at that point. I was like stressed, I'm out here getting money. I'm out.
After, what year is this?
This is 2001, 2002.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I went back in the violation.
Timeline,
yeah, so I went back in the violation, 99.
99.
You know, that's like a year and a half, you know what I'm saying? Came home, 2001, 2002. So me and Blast getting busy in the streets, whatever, God rest his soul, you know what I mean? Passed away. But before that happened, so lo and behold, stopped dealing with Blast in the streets, and I went to, I ended up getting like a manager. This $1 million dude was a manager. You know, he wanted to be a manager, he did jewelry. This $1 million jeweler. So I connected with him, he came in, he started putting money into my career. And then we was doing an event, and Rakim was coming to this event out in Providence, Rhode Island. So we went to the event. As I'm walking up to the door to the event, who come around the corner? The man Jay that I met at the tattoo spot, and Bill Blast.
Oh, word? So
we collide right there. And Jay looks at me like, yo, you don't remember me? So I'm like trying to remember him, it's been so long.
Tattoo.
I'm like, yo, he's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh. I'm like, yo, what's good? We started building. That night is when I officially meet Ra. We do an after party at Club Babylon in Providence, Rhode Island. Met Ra, we clicked. He introduced him to my $1 million jeweler dude, and the rest is history. That's when me and Ra first linked. That was 2005, 2006. I ended up going on tour with Rakim, and
as an artist.
Well, just going on tour watching things.
Entourage.
Yeah, more like entourage, but more like learning.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But part of the crew.
Yeah, part of the crew. Part of Ra's crew. Yeah, part of his personal crew. Man, Kid Capri, been mad dudes. Chic Luke, Styles P. Early on, like I backstage with Rod, the green rooms, all that. So that was that gave me up close personal insights and view to how the industry moved.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what year was that? That was like 03, 04?
That was 2002. That was 2005 or 6.
The good thing about a lot of artists like Rakim, right? They didn't make the money back then. The artists are making now.
Right.
But they'll always be able to make money.
Right.
Like in 10 years, Rakim could still do an appearance.
Right.
In 10 years, I don't think a little baby will be able to do an appearance.
Right. Yeah. It remains to be seen, right? We don't know.
Rakim could go do a tour right now in Japan. Little baby can't.
Right.
And these are facts.
Yeah, he's a pioneer. No, I agree with you 1,000%.
These are facts.
He's a pioneer, man. I mean, Rod, he's one of the best to ever do it, if not the best to do it.
Yeah, it's like
so that that's a controversial statement because most people have their own opinion. But I mean, Rakim is the best to do it.
Whoever's listening, these are facts, and you can go look it up.
You know what I mean?
Right now, Wu-Tang could sell out Europe.
Yeah.
Little Baby will get 4 shows in Europe.
Right. Yeah, Wu-Tang's a force, man. Wu-Tang's a force.
my European tour. You know what I mean?
Wu-Tang's
Wu-Tang will do 40 shows in Europe.
Yeah. Wu-Tang's a force, man. No question about it.
So now, you link with Rakim. Now, when did y'all build your bond?
Yeah. So
take me there.
Yeah. So I went on tour with him. I met his son. I think his son was 16 when I met him. After I moved on, went other avenues. I ended up going back to prison again. So in and out of prison.
Again?
Yeah, again. and again.
So this the third, fourth.
Yeah, exactly.
So take me.
And
So after these 2 vacations, take me when it gets serious. When it's like, all right, I ain't going back to jail.
Well, 2007, I was still in the mix, and that's when I linked up with Tragic Gaddafi.
Okay.
In 2007, that's my man too.
Tragic.
So I linked up with Tragic Gaddafi in 2007. And I was still pursuing music, but I told you, like I said, I did it because I loved it, not really to make a career out of it, make money from it.
It wasn't money driven.
Yeah, it wasn't money driven because I made money in the street, so I was good.
Like we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Moving at your speed.
Yeah, right, exactly. So went on tour ride, did all that, maintained relationship with his son over the years, right? Rod's son, Tamel. Met Tragic Gaddafi around that time. But you know, still in the streets and all that. But then the last time I was incarcerated was 2011, 2012. So to answer your question around that, that's when I became 100% dissatisfied with crime culture and just living that life and going in and out of prison. You know what I'm saying? They said I pushed $1 million through Bank of America my last time I was arrested, and I didn't even know it. You know what I mean? That's how fast I was moving. And
I was gonna ask you, you lost count.
Yeah, that's how I was doing. I was just going. It wasn't even about, for me, it was never like about money. I've always got money in the streets since I was young. It's never been hard for me.
Now, I probably know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Do you feel like prison like stopped you from doing things you were supposed to do, or everything just happened how it was supposed to just happen?
I mean, absolutely, yeah. I mean, but at the same time, yes and no, because that's a double-edged sword. I'm gonna tell you why. Because on one hand, I can say, damn, I wish I never went to prison and all the bad things that came out of that. But at the same time, I say, okay, well, I went to prison. I got knowledge of self. You know what I mean? What I got and what I learned can't, you know, it's priceless. You can't put a price on it. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm grateful for that, because that allowed me to navigate the world much more swifter, much more wiser, and gave me access to things that the average individual would never have access to. You know, I've always been ahead of my time, always been like mature for my age. So I was always like above average and always ahead of people.
Now, hold on real quick. Now, the thing I could add to that is, had you not went to prison, you wouldn't know that much about the industry, because that's where you learned about the industry.
Right, no, exactly.
You would have been in the street moving fast, not stopping to read books about the industry.
No, exactly. That's a perfect point, exactly. Okay. So, prison was a blessing in disguise. Mm-hmm. It's not a blessing I would have chosen. Right. You know what I mean? I would have rather been home with my 3-year-old son and raising him for those years I was gone. But you know, the universe had other plans, and I just went with the flow. And then at that point, like I said, the last time I was locked up, 100% dissatisfied, I was like, I gotta change my life, man. So I did some introspection, took stock of my skills and my talents. I never had a trade skill. I never had a real work history. So I was like, yo, man, what I really love doing, like, what did I love? I was like, yo, I love the process of making money. I'm good at that. I've done it all my life, and I love it. I like that freedom of that. So I was like, okay, well, how can I do that legitimately, legally? So I was like, oh, I got to become an entrepreneur. Like, I got to become a bona fide entrepreneur. Like, you know what I mean? I got to take all those transferable skills in the streets I was using that led me to my high level of success and accelerated success, so much so that the feds came and got me at 19. You know what I mean? Put me away. So I was like, I got to take all those transferable skills and put them into legitimate entrepreneurship. So my determinant idea then was to become a bona fide entrepreneur. Okay, so now take me there where... That's 2012. That's 2012. So now we're in 2012. We came from 99, the bids, the tours. We're moving fast on the timeline. I love it. Yeah. I love it. Now, so 2012. Yeah. So, 2012. Yeah. Locked up. You know, I get out. Get out. But while I was incarcerated, this was the thing, like I told you, 100% dissatisfaction would cause me to even start really examining my life and looking for the transformation. Mm-hmm. So while I was there, I came across this article about this famed Silicon Valley venture capitalist and billionaire named Ben Horowitz, and how he used hip hop to teach business lessons to his employees. So I was intrigued by that, because I'm like, okay, venture capitalist, billionaire, Silicon Valley, what's that got to do with hip hop? I couldn't make the correlation. One thing that did catch me though was that he loved Rakim. He was his favorite artist at the time. And Rakim at this point, that's my dude, right? I was on tour with him and all, you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, well, you know, boom. I come home, but before I say that, so my determined idea then was like, how could I link with this man? Because if I do, he could change my life.
The billionaire.
This billionaire, Ben Horowitz. I said he could possibly change my life. How can I link up with him and connect with him? I know he loves hip hop. That was my first touch point. Looking at my life, examining my life, 100% dissatisfied. I was always taught that until there's 100% dissatisfaction, nothing changes, right? And I was at that point. I knew I wanted to change. I knew I could. I was too smart to be in prison.
So you come across the billionaire.
So I knew I was too intelligent to be locked up yet again. So anyway, read about Ben Horowitz and all that. Looked at the touch point, which was hip hop, Rakim. I came home. Totally forgot about Ben Horowitz. 2 years forgot. So
2
now,
years passed, you forgot about a billionaire.
But in the point of the 2012, 2014, I get back. I start hustling again, first of all. But here's what's different, G. The thing that was different this time was it wasn't in my spirit anymore. Like my spirit wasn't aligning with it.
Okay.
So I no longer felt comfortable hustling because I knew I had made that vow in prison. Like, this is it. I got to change my life. So what I did was, before I went away, I had like a $50,000 recording studio. When I left, they robbed my studio. It took everything, my music, years of music, albums. But I had sent one album to get mastered, mixed and mastered over into Germany. So there was one copy of all my songs. I got it from my man in Germany, went into the studio to finish that, to put that out as my debut album, right? So what I did was, took all my money to perfect in the studio, all the money I had, and then I created what they call a Kickstarter campaign.
Okay.
So you might be familiar with Kickstarter, where people put creative projects on there to get funded.
Yeah.
Almost like a creative GoFundMe style thing.
Movies and all types of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So it's for creativity.
That's where a lot of big producers and companies go to steal ideas.
Yeah, right, exactly. Smart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, so I put up a Kickstarter, raising $7,000 to do the video, finish the album, whatever. So then in between that,
how long did it take you to raise the $7,000?
Well, that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
This is where Ben Horowitz really comes into play.
Okay.
So that's the next thing. So then in the meantime, I go perform out in Universal City, California with Ra. First time I ever performed the Graceland stage with Ra. Remember, I met Ra. Mm-hmm. I've known him, I was on tour with him.
How did you get there? He brought you to that situation, or you just...
Nah, my man was connected to him too, and he invited me out to it. Because he was like involved with it. Yeah, my man was involved with it. I think he brought Ra there or something.
Okay.
So he brought me out. Now Ra knows who I am.
So this is just a coincidence that...
Not so much a coincidence, it was engineered, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was definitely engineered, but it wasn't, like, Rod didn't know I was gonna be there.
That's what I'm saying, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you just happened to know
So my man
somebody.
connected it, my man was dealing with Rod on some show stuff. I went out there, I hit the stage, did my thing, killed it, everybody loved it. But right there was a milestone for me as an artist. Like being able to be on the same stage as Rakim before he comes on and do my thing.
Open up, man.
Like being able to go on the same stage that Rakim's about to perform on and do my thing, it was just surreal, right? So did that, go backstage after Rod's done, go backstage. I met I met Joe Scott that night.
Oh.
Met a lot of different people that night. But did my thing. We took pictures backstage. Eventually, that was a picture that I shared with Ben Horowitz when I reached out to him. So what happened was, late night, I'm about to go to bed. I'm looking at TV, and this dude pops on there. It says Ben Horowitz. Now, I remember the name, but didn't recognize the face. I was like, oh, that's a dude I read about. He really does love hip hop. So I'm saying to myself, because he's speaking on Steve Stout's 10 of America documentary.
Okay.
I think it was on BET, I believe.
Or
whatever it was, VH1, whatever it was. Yeah, Steve Stout.
That's
exactly.
Steve Stout, so you can expect something like that.
Anyway, Ben's speaking to that, and I'm like, oh, he really does love hip hop. So I did some research the next morning, found out Ben had a book out. He just released a book called The Hard Thing About Hard Things. Then on top of that, I learned he had a blog read by 10 million people worldwide. So what I did was,
I love where this is going. I see like the hustler spirit. Cause I know a lot of older niggas that came home from jail, and I know a lot of niggas that been in the industry for years and like trying to adapt to it now.
Yeah.
That's a side note, but like,
Right.
I
Nah,
see
of course.
yeah.
So I see I seen he had this blog called Ben's blog, read by 10 million people worldwide. So I went to the blog. His latest blog post was called Legend of the Blind MC. And it answered my question that I had in prison. I didn't know the correlation. Why does he love hip hop? Why does this gentleman, who venture capitalist, billionaire, Jewish dude, love hip hop? And in that blog post, Legend of the Blind MC, he broke it down. When I learned that, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Then I read his next blog post, and it broke down his book and how he was donating all the proceeds of his book to African women in the struggle. So that hit me. I'm like, yo, what's up with this dude? Like, I'm on some spirit shit right now with him, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then I go to Twitter, I find him, I tweet to him, yo, just came home, read about you in prison. I would have never known why you loved hip hop. He responds back, how would you have known? I respond back, well, if I known that, if I was able to know that, next thing I would have done is ask you for a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, do a little joint at him like that.
Made him laugh.
And then, yeah, exactly. So then,
that means LaGuardia is closer than I thought.
yeah.
LaGuardia Airport's closer than I thought. If they this low, they going to LaGuardia.
So then I shared the picture from the event that I was at with Rakim in Universal City, which was February 2014.
Mm-hmm.
This is March 2014 now. Mm-hmm. I'm connecting with Ben, send the picture. It just opened up the flood of conversation when he saw the picture of me and Ra.
Yeah.
So we just started hitting it off like hours, just tweeting back and forth, talking. And I was like, yo, will you follow me? Because at that time, with Twitter, you had to follow a person for you to direct message them. Mm-hmm. You already know where I'm going with it.
Yep.
So I'm like, y'all want to direct message you. So he goes in, and you know, back then, even the message, you could only tweet it 120 characters or whatever it was. So I had to do like 10 tweets to get out a thought. You know what I mean?
In the DM?
Yeah, in the direct message, yeah. So I broke down to him, like, you know, my upbringing, my childhood, my mother's drug addiction, you know, me going to the streets, having to hustle, going to prison. I was like, yo, and I said, you know, initially I was gonna ask you to invest in my music company. But now that I have this opportunity, will you mentor me? Teach me how you became a billionaire, right? Mm. And I said, and I shared the link to my Kickstarter with him for him to go check out my journey with the music. So I know he loved hip hop. So about an hour passed. There's the conversation stopped back and forth between me and him. An hour passed. He comes back. He says, I juiced up your Kickstarter, and here's my email. Email me if you have any questions. Word. So that right there, first thing I did was I went to my Kickstarter. That's right. Yeah. I wanted to go see, you know, how do you juice it up? How do you juice it up? I know you're a billionaire, you know what I'm saying? Wait. I'm only raising $7,000. So go to my joint, he put 500 on it. Here's what I did. I said, okay, you put 500 on my joint. I got 500 cash in my pocket. An article about him just came out on the Fortune magazine. Ben's on the cover of the Fortune magazine, wrapped up like a boxer, because he loves boxing. He's a boxing genius.
So he's on the cover of the
Fortune.
Fortune.
With his hands wrapped, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I went and got the article, and I read the entire article to learn more about him. Mm-hmm. Then I started reading.
So you could probe him more.
Yes, yeah. I started looking to see more touch points. Mm-hmm. Anyway, took all that information, and I wrote a rap about him. The way I did the rap, instead of doing 8-bar hooks, I did 4-bar hooks, which left me an extra 16 bars. So I could do 4 verses versus doing just 3 verses.
You did 4
I get more,
verses,
4 verses, 4 16 verses,
Damn.
4 16-bar verses. Yeah. But remember, I cut down the hooks, so it gave me the room. It gave me the extra 16. So I had a lot to say. The hook just had to be repetitive, right? You're gonna hear the hook multiple times.
3 hooks will give you extra 16.
Exactly. So I broke the hooks down from 8 bars and 4 bars only. Now you double the hook, you say it twice? Mm-hmm. Exactly, 8 bars. So I just put 4 bars in my hook, just said it once and went right back into the verse. So what happened was I wrote this rap in the sense of me and him combined in one. It's like I'm telling two stories at once, but only if the story's yours, or if you know the story, could you tell. That means you have to know his story and know my story.
To understand.
To understand that this is one story about two people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's how I wrote it, so ill like that, right? Guess who produced the beat for me? My man Phantom of the Beats. He's the one that did the beat for Little Kim and 50. The Magic Stick.
Mm-hmm.
My man Phantom of the Beats out of Brooklyn. Laced me with this crazy beat.
Yo, you know what's crazy about that? Okay.
All right.
I know somebody, damn, what's his name? I'ma get it. But he was a beat broker.
Okay.
And he got the credit for that, and it got co-produced by Phantom on the
Phantom of the Beats, yeah, right. Okay.
Damn, what's his name?
I don't know who it was.
Yeah. I know the dude, because he was on my man's producer DVD.
Okay.
And he was talking about he brought that up.
Right.
He said, what I do is I get the beat, it say produced by me and co-produced by him, because I brokered the beat.
You brokered the deal. I see you saying, oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Wyclef does that.
I like
That's
that.
a whole nother story, but go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, I did the joint, I called it Venture Capitalist, subtitle like Ben Horowitz. That was the name of the song.
Mm-hmm.
Killed it, whatever, sent it to Ben. Boom, sent it to Ben. Didn't hear back from him.
Emailed him.
Emailed it, yeah. Sent it to him. I said, send it, yeah, I meant email.
I'm sorry, yeah. Tuning in late.
Yeah.
You got his email.
Right, I got his email. I emailed him the song.
Yeah.
Emailed him the song. He gets back, he loves it. But he's like, hits me back. He's like, not only do I love it, my wife Felicia Horowitz loves it even more.
Campaign?
Yo.
Smell like a campaign.
Yo, G. Next thing I know, my notifications are coming in for my Kickstarter. Crazy. Ben connected me with the Rap Genius dudes. They promote the link and all that. Rap Genius, he invested in Rap Genius with Nas.
I know Rap Genius.
Yeah, Rap Genius. Exactly.
Like
now it's called Genius. Exactly. Now it's called Genius
like
now.
All them type of shit.
Yeah. Now it's called Genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's one of Ben's portfolio companies with Nas. Anyway, his wife gave me a substantial amount of money on my joint. Almost.
The rest?
Took care of everything. Almost the rest. Close enough. You know what I'm saying?
The wife.
But at the end, his wife, Felicia Horowitz. Peace and love, Felicia, by the way. You know what I'm saying? You already know. But I always say Ben Horowitz. I always say Ben Horowitz opened the door, and his wife Felicia ushered me in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because that's how much love, you know what I'm saying, I get between the two of them, and just supporting me over the last 11 years that I've known them.
Did you ever get a chance to sit down with them and have?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get to that part. Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm giving accolades, but I can tell the rest of the story.
Go.
So anyway, so anyway, I found between Felicia and Ben, I was able to raise all the money for my debut album, called Ghetto Ramen. Got it out, pushed it out. But that song, Ben hits me up and like, yo, I played it for Nas. I played the song for Nas, and he was like, he said the beat is hard and this kid got skills, right? Mm-hmm. He was on his way to Austin, Texas for South by Southwest to speak on a panel with Nas, right? Because Nas connected to Ben. Anyway, he played it for him, whatever. Next thing I know, I'm going to New York City to meet with Ben and Felicia to go to this event they doing. I go to the event, I'm at the front row, because my peoples is actually throwing the event. It's called the Fat Startup.
Okay. So
I'm there chilling. Ben comes up, he's hitting the stage. Before he gets to the stage, he sees me, stops, looks down, comes over, shakes my hand. So I stand up, I'm just respectful like that. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna be sitting down, man, shaking my hand and all that. So I stood up, shook his hand. He jumped on stage, I sat down, and he did his thing, just talking about hip hop, how he loved it. Yeah, Eric B. and Rakim has paid a full album with him. I look in the back, I see his wife coming in. I only knew what his wife looked like from online. She's African American.
Okay, you didn't know that? Oh yeah, you knew that.
I knew that when I seen her online. I didn't know initially.
Okay.
Right? And then on top of that, she's from Compton. She's straight out of Compton.
Wow.
She a Compton shorty. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And she's the first in a family to go to college. So her and Ben have been together 25 something years. Anyway, I look back, she's coming in, I recognize her, and she's with Ryan Leslie.
Okay.
So they sit down or whatever. Ben does his thing, it's over, I'm leaving. They're like, come on, Divine, we're going to dinner. That's my first time meeting them.
Ben.
Yeah, Ben and Felicia. They like, we're going to dinner. Go to this nice fancy restaurant in Manhattan, chilling. I'm like, this is all surreal for me right now, right? I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm not acting it. I'm cool, calm, collected, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But inside I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So anyway, we have dinner, we talk. I talk about the song, tell them I'm gonna do the video to the song. Long story short, I ended up doing a video on 4 green projects on top of one of the roofs. And throughout the 4 green projects, I do the video for a venture capitalist like Ben Horowitz. What's crazy about that is that we shot this whole video out there, and the whole time, the concept of the video is that I'm out there hustling drugs, right? Mm-hmm. As I tell the story, I'm rapping, I'm making moves. You think I got bricks? I'm doing my thing. Police is watching me, see all this going on. Up in the crib. Police, we got the police knocking. They busting. DA come in, throw me on the ground. Open the bag, pull out the bricks. They put them all on the joint. He opens one of the bricks. He slices it open. When he opens it up, man, this is the plot twist. It's Ben's book, The Hard Thing About Hard Things.
Oh, it was in all the.
Yes.
How much you spent on that video? Buying the books and buying all the props?
No, we flipped it. I made them at home. Like I just got creative with it. I know what a brick look like, you know what I'm saying? So I got my saran wrap and just got busy with it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I had one of Ben's books, so we put one book in the top, you know? So we slice it open. It's just a book, you know, behind the scenes tricks, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, but the whole point was the video was about, you think I'm hustling. I'm making moves low key and back in the stands. Right. I'm giving out knowledge, I'm giving this book. That was the illest plot twist. So Ben loved the video. I sent the video to him. He said, yo, hit me. He's like, yo, like 6 in the morning. He's like, yo, man, I love this video.
This is Billionaire.
Yeah, he's like, yo.
Email or you guys
he texts me, we on phone, he texts me, he's like, yo.
Okay.
He's like, yo.
So we got out the email.
I love this video, yeah. He's like, I love this video. I'm watching it again. Because, you know, no venture capitalist has ever had anybody do like his theme song. Remember Jack of Spades, KRS-One?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every good hero should have theme music.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Ben's a hero. So I'm like, he needs theme music. So I created the theme music for him, and he loved it. And that tightened our bond. And it was hip hop. He loves hip hop. But then I get a call from Felicia, his wife, and they invite me out for his birthday out to their home in Silicon Valley. California, yes, Silicon Valley, Northern California, the Bay Area. But more down the peninsula, it's called Silicon Valley. Because all the big silicon chip companies is out there, Dell, Hewlett Packard, you name it, Apple, all that. Yeah. So they fly me out to his crib for his birthday, man, amongst a bunch of his close family and friends. And then I spend a weekend with him at the crib.
Chilling? Yeah,
chilling, man. And I'm like, now this is where the surrealness really got surreal, right? Because I'm like, yo, I'm totally out of my element. You know what I mean? Normally, I'm the big fish in the small pond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in a big pond, and I'm like the minnow.
But right now, you in the better place right now.
Yeah.
If you're the smartest motherfucker in the room.
Yeah. I don't want to be exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So you right where you need to be right now.
Yes. So I'm just absorbing it, chilling, taking notes. So they showed me a great time, showed me love. I got back in that plane back east, man, and I just started just thinking deep about my life. Where am I going? What's next? And I just started thinking like I want to break into tech, man. I want that life, man. Cause I knew it was a life I've always wanted, but it was a pathway for me to do it legally.
Okay. So now you get back home. After having a weekend with billionaires and a billionaire family and friends, right?
Yeah.
You get back home. Now what? What you thinking about? Like,
I'm just thinking about like how do I get into tech? What can I do? How do I get into tech? And then I was working a 9 to 5 at the time, at a company called Karma Loop out of Boston. Greg Selko's the founder. He became my man throughout the time after I met Ben. So I'm working there. I think it's 2015. Yeah. So I met Ben 2014. A year later, I'm working at Karma Loop, 6-figure salary. You know what I'm saying? Doing my thing. First time I ever made that type of money working 9 to 5. I never really worked a 9 to 5 anyway. So just doing that was like a progress. Stop hustling. I'm there working. My man sends me an email or calls me and tells me about this technology company he came across, and they're doing these debit cards. So then I looked at what he sent me what they call a pitch deck or a presentation of what this product was. When I learned what it was, I'm like, well, I could do this too with the same person they're doing it with. I go right to the source. Like, I'm not no middleman dude, I'm a source dude. You know what I mean? I'm the dude that flies over to Afghanistan and meet Poppy in the poppy fields. You know what I mean? I'm that type of dude.
Frank
That's just what I do. That's who I am. So I'm like, I could get with this person over here and figure this out. We could make an alternative to the Rush card. That was my first tech company. It was called Black. Building, Leverage, Acquiring Knowledge. BLAK. And it was all about banking and the debit card, but that had a social impact component to it that taught financial literacy and entrepreneurship education to people from our community. So that was my first startup.
You had actual debit cards?
We were making it. We were on our way to build this company.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the company failed, and I learned it failed fast and failed forward. The team wasn't right. I was new to the space. You know what I mean?
What do you think went wrong?
I was new. Building a high growth technology startup is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. Being an entrepreneur, which regularly is not for the faint of heart.
An app for that is
right.
Minimum 50 grand.
Exactly. Now you see where I'm going with it. So, and I had never raised money before. I had never built a high growth technology startup before.
Let me ask you something real quick before I forget. Why is it frowned upon for people of our color to go do a GoFundMe? But if a rich billionaire or millionaire or white person does a GoFundMe, it's celebrated. But if we do it, it's begging.
It's the optics, man. It's the optics. It's the cultural optics, right? We come from the hood. You don't ask for money in the hood. You know what I'm saying? You know how it be, man.
So if you say, yo, I want to shoot a movie and I need 100 grand, can everybody donate and you do a GoFundMe? They say,
oh, he's begging for money. No, they say you're scamming. You're either scamming or you're begging for money.
Yeah, but if a white man does it, it's like, yo, let's help him with his dream.
Our white counterparts do it, and it's all good.
Let's help him with his dream. And it's black people doing it. It's people like us doing it too.
Sure,
Let's donate to him, this white guy. He has a dream of this good movie.
Yeah. That goes back, they have trust. The white man's ice is colder than the black man's ice. You ever heard that before?
Absolutely.
Then you get it, right?
Okay.
And you know what it is. The white man's ice is colder than the black man's ice. They both got ice, but for some reason, the white man's ice is colder. You know what I'm saying?
That sucks.
So you know how that go.
Okay, so.
So anyway, I do my first startup. I get into an accelerator program.
What's that?
An accelerator program is they help you, they teach you how to build a high growth startup.
Okay.
And to this day, I don't even know how I got in because I didn't even know it enough. Now that I look back, what I know now versus what I knew then, I'm like, how the hell did I even get into this program?
Thank God they let you.
It was a blessing, though. I got through. But I knew I just got in. I knew I just made it in, and I tried, man. That's one thing about me. Like, I'm always gonna put forth the effort. You know what I mean? Even if I don't know, I'm unaware.
Failing is better than not trying.
Yeah, I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna try. And the thing about me, I'm gonna keep trying. I'm not gonna lay down and die. Like that's not an option. I got to keep going. I got to keep trying. I got to keep surviving.
So you know what I mean? Program.
So I got in the program, learned about formal startup building and entrepreneurship, all the things it entailed. But I'm just scratching the surface still. So that company failed. I ended up moving to Silicon Valley, working in one of Ben's portfolio companies.
Oh, he got you a job?
No, he didn't get. No, I got me the job.
At one of his companies?
Yeah, I got me the job.
Okay.
It was one of his portfolio companies.
Did you do that on purpose, like aim to get a job at one of his companies?
What's even crazy about that, before I moved there, let me say this. I think that most people that want to help you, especially people in high position, high power positions like a Ben, when they want to help you, they want you to, accept the help. They want you to, you know, ask for the favors favors, quote unquote. They want to help you. But me, man, I've never been like that.
Hood mentality.
Right. I've never been like that to ask for help. And not because of my ego, it's just because I'm like, I got to figure this out on my own. It's just, I'm programmed like that. I'm programmed like that.
Us. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Adam Sandler, he got a deal with Netflix, right?
Yeah.
That's why he has his own section in Netflix.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So, I said that to say this, that he goes to all his rich white friends saying, I want to shoot a movie. Who wants to put in?
Yeah.
But when we do that, we like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna take that meal I put in Bank of America.
I'm
gonna shoot my own movie instead of saying,
right.
Yo, let me reach out to Ben. Maybe Ben's cousin.
Maybe
his uncle over here.
Nah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
That's probably one of the things not so much I regret it, but I think that I could do better with. Like being more vocal about the help that I may need or want. You know what I mean? But I think that also worked to my benefit though, because I'm sure Ben gets everybody asking him for everything. Well, I know he does. You know what I'm saying?
He's probably still taking other people's money to invest and not his.
Right, a lot of people that come around him aren't genuine. They're looking for money. That's what they want. They want Ben's stamp of approval or the money or whatever.
Cosign.
But I'd never done that. Like I said, it took me 4 years to even officially reach out to him on the email and ask him a question. 4 years of knowing him. I never asked him no question to learn. I just wanted to learn. I wanted to put the work in and learn, man. What Ben gave me was the proximity. He gave me the awareness. He gave me the hands-off mentorship.
Did you ever get to work with him like side by side with him or?
No. Never worked with him side by side. Okay. But like he gave me all these things that I need. He gave me. It's almost like he didn't build a house for me, but he gave me the tools.
He said, "Yo, here's the bricks.
Here's the mortar,
here's the cement."
He didn't build a house for me, but he gave me the tools, man. And I just put the work in. And so I'm grateful that I did that. You know, I'm grateful to myself that I did that because it challenged me. If I'm going to go to Ben every time I have an issue, and I'm not going to go research and figure it out and try to find answers myself, then like that, how am I learning? How am I challenging my brain?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it was all about challenging myself, not being afraid of failure. So I ended up getting an internship at one of his portfolio companies, meaning a company he invested in. Remember, Ben's an investor. He's a venture capitalist. So he invests in ventures. Anyway, working at one of his portfolio companies, but before that happened, I went to Silicon Valley and I had got my own job. I got a job myself in San Francisco, $25 an hour, working at the Last Mile. It was a nonprofit organization that assisted people who were incarcerated with technology skills and business skills and put them inside the technology industry, got them jobs inside the technology industry.
Wait for her to peel off. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I did okay. None of you don't want her to leave.
Yeah. I'm waiting for her to spin off.
So anyway, yeah, got a job at the Last Mile. Did that for like 6 months. Then I got the internship at Udacity. A year prior to that, I actually got a digital nano degree in digital marketing. Or a nano degree. I got
classes.
I got a nano degree in digital marketing at Udacity prior to getting an internship there. So I applied for the internship. I went through the interview process, and they accepted me. So now I'm in tech officially in corporate America, like for real. So doing that. So doing that, my internship turned into a contract. My contract got renewed like 3 times, and that was like my first corporate situation. So remember, I'm somebody who started with no work history on their resume.
0.
I'm somebody who started with no work history on their resume.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time I left the West Coast, 4, 5, 6 jobs in corporate America, mostly technology companies, senior positions too.
How long you spent in the West Coast? From what year to what year?
I left 2018, middle of 2018 or the end of it, something like that. I can't recall. But 2018 to 2019, came back in 2019 before COVID hit. But that's how I learned corporate America, man, and that's how I built my resume up. And you know, I'm very studious. I got that great habit from prison. Reading, sitting there, isolated, just in my mind, ideas, generating, writing, you know what I mean? Researching, studying, that's just what I do. So that was one of my superpowers, and I love to read. That's another one of my superpowers. I love to read, man. And not only do I like to read, but I have a strong comprehension ability. And I can learn something the same day, memorize it, and be able to talk about it as if I've known it for years, and no one can even tell. I just learned the shit 15 minutes ago. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I just read something 30 minutes ago, whatever it is. But anyway, that's one of my gifts, man. And I think that, you know, as individuals, we don't always, especially in our backgrounds and communities we come from, we don't really analyze like who we really are.
Yeah.
Like we just take on these different. I'm the neighborhood drug dealer. Like I'm that dude, and know nothing about yourself, but you that dude. You that. You know what I mean? And you just think, oh, I'm a drug dealer. I sell weed. I'm the weed man. You know how it is in the hood, man.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't never really like dig deep into who we really are. Peel back those masks. So that was another thing I learned. Like you got to peel back those masks, man. I always thought I'm a drug dealer that rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a rapper. I'm just a drug dealer that raps. So I like it. But you see how you get caught in these things. You tell yourself this shit.
The titles.
Yeah, and you feed your subconscious that. When I knew I was so much more than that. I came up, my mother, I came up middle class before we went to the hood. So I was so much more than my mother introduced me to. I know how to do calligraphy. You know what I'm saying? I write with the calligraphy pens. Like I went to school for that. I know how to draw. I went to school for that. Like learn to measure the body, and I learned all that. Like and I lost a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? When I was thrust into the projects and having to sell drugs and survival state. But anyway, the sensibilities never left me, because now that I look at all those skills that I use now in business, like my eye for design, my eye for creating logos, knowing how something should look visually, the aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? How it appeases the senses. I'm very good at those type of things. Like I said, I've been in front of the camera, behind the camera all my life as an artist. You know, I'm a creative. I'm a creative.
Love it.
Anyway, so that was my journey in Silicon Valley before coming back east.
So now you come back. When do you want to start your company?
Okay, so now the idea of Black that I was building as an alternative to the Rush card, it kept haunting me. Like it just wouldn't leave my spirit. Like, yo, because I knew I was on to something. Because I knew it was a genius. It was genius thinking. And I was 5 years ahead of the curve of anybody else thinking about creating a Black neobank. I was 5 years early. Okay. So 5 years after me, after I already thought about this idea, Black neobanks popping up everywhere. So when I came back to the East Coast, right before COVID hit, I'm like out of work. So I ended up getting, I meant to tell you, after I left Ben's portfolio company, Udacity, I went down to LA. Remember my man Greg Soko I talked about earlier? Yeah. That worked Karma Loop and all that? Yeah. He had started a company, or became a CEO of a company called FaZe Clan.
Karma Loop, they had like a logo that was like in script looking bubble letters. Okay.
Yeah, So Karma Loop was one of the first e-commerce websites to launch independent streetwear brands. Okay. Right? Worked with Pharrell early on, put Kanye on early on. So Greg Selko ended up getting involved in esports. He became an owner of FaZe Clan for the Fortnite games and all that. It's like a worldwide team. I went down to LA with him to work with him there. worked for there a little while with him. Then I went to another company called
These are all tech companies.
yeah, tech companies, yeah. 40 million jobs. Yeah, I think it's 40 million jobs. Anyway, that company was a job board for people who were formerly incarcerated, connecting them with felony-friendly employers.
Okay.
So I worked with that company for a minute. Then I went back east. This idea about black kept haunting me. And so I had learned so much at this point, I'm like, yo, I can redo black, but it has to be better. I got to streamline the idea.
Different name.
Different name, exactly. Everything I learned.
Just put in a different
Yeah,
outfit.
because I had already studied it. I studied the entire, like, I knew all the facts. I knew all the stats. I studied it, man. I mean, I studied it. I studied it, trust me. And so from there, I decided I was gonna call it solvent, right? Which means whole.
How do you spell it?
Solvent, SOLVENT.
Oh, solvent.
Solvent,
Okay.
yeah. So I started working on that,
To create another debit card.
create another debit card, banking. But this time I'm focusing on the formerly incarcerated and their family, friends, and loved ones who often get overlooked for these type of services.
Basically, who the banks deny.
Deny, yeah.
The banks deny you can come here and we'll give you a
so
debit
it
card.
was banking, debit cards, again, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, education. So I saw that company in February 2022, and a month after I started it, I applied to this accelerator with AWS, Amazon Web Services.
This is in March.
Yeah, February, March, like a month later. And I just finished everything. I built the website. I stayed up 7 days a week. I was up at 6 a.m. and go to bed till like maybe 12 a.m. and I'm back up. I did that for like 3 months straight, building Solvent, like doing all the research, designing the website, designing the logo, everything myself. I applied for the accelerator with AWS. I got accepted. $225,000.
They gave you a budget?
That was the investment. So $100,000 was for AWS credits, like the cloud, and the other $125,000 was cash.
So the cash was for the people that put their money into the like.
No,
the account?
it was just a fund they had. AWS gave it away. Jeff Bezos gave it away. Amazon gave it away. It was like what they call non-dilutive capital.
Okay.
So you go through the program, you get accepted, you get this money. It's non-dilutive, meaning they don't have any ownership in your company.
Okay.
It's like giving it to you.
It's like they donating to like a pot
exactly.
For new entrepreneurs.
New entrepreneurs, but this specifically was for black entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So it was for black founders.
Okay.
And 1,600 applications. They only were picking 25 people.
And you were one of them.
I was one of the 25. So that's a 1.5% percentile out of 1,600 applications.
That's great. God is good.
God is the best.
So now you get that money.
You know what I'm saying? I get that money. I start building Solvent. I raise more money. I get into another program in New York called Village Capital. Actually, DC Village Capital. They give me $20,000 non-dilutive capital. So I'm just doing my thing, building this company up. Then funding got a little hard. Things changed in the funding landscape. Things got a little hard. I was first time really actually getting to that level of being able to build a product. Went through a whole bunch of trying to find people for my team, technical people that helped build it. It was a nightmare, but I learned a lot from that as well. And then fast forward to 2024, man. 2024. I would go on to connect Ben Horowitz and Rakim to each other. Took me 9 years to do this. Took me 9 years.
Was it you, or you could have been did it? Like,
nah, it wasn't me. It was just Ra and the timing with Ben. Everything's just the timing wasn't ready. The universe wasn't ready.
So you introduced.
The idea was on the table. It takes 9 months for a baby to be born. One night to make it, but 9 months for it to get here.
Probably,
you know what I'm saying?
And then probably 6 months to build a Bentley.
Right, exactly. You get it, right?
Yeah.
So the idea was always on the table, in its infancy stage, and it took time to grow and develop, man, to a point to where it could finally happen, and it finally happened. So, and it wasn't even 24; it was 23, I believe. Yeah, 23. I connected them. but it took 9 years nevertheless. Got it done. Connected Ben and Ra, and Ben Horowitz and his wife Felicia. Connected Ben with Ra, and Ben Horowitz and his wife Felicia had created a foundation called the Paid in Full Foundation. And it was a way to honor the pioneers who contributed so much to the culture, but never really received the equal, monetary compensation.
Money.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the first...
And it was called Paid in Full.
It's called Paid in Full Foundation. Yeah, named after Rakim's Paid in Full album, right? And I connected them. Rakim was the first recipient, him and Scarface. It's called the Hip Hop Grandmaster Awards.
Okay.
Yeah, it's held every year in Vegas. So anyway, connected that. Then when I went to last year, after I went there last year, I was just so inspired. I started ideating like what I could build to get back to music. So music's my first love, man. And I've been in technology for like 9-10 years now. I'm like, yo, I want to get back to music, man. If I'm not gonna be an artist, I gotta at least I gotta get back as an executive, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, artist, I might do the artist thing just to do it. Just to write because I like writing.
That's what I do.
It's just like because I like writing, not to make it a career.
I get some streaming money.
Right. Yeah, so I, just do the artist thing because not as a career, but because I love to do it. But on the business side, I could take technology and bring it back to music, and that's what I did. And I created a company called Notes. I pitched it to Rakim and his team, and Rakim was on board. So now me and him are building a company together, which is a financial technology and AI-powered platform ecosystem.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about Notes since we're here. Like, what does it do? So is it an app that you're creating, or?
Yeah. So it's gonna be an app.
All right, when I download the app, then what? What does it do?
So let me give you the definition really of what it is. So it's a financial technology and AI-powered platform ecosystem, right? And what that means is that it's a platform as any other platform would be, but it's an ecosystem that ties in multiple components, right, on this one platform to make up the entire platform. And it's all about giving access to capital, giving urban independent urban music artists and creators access to capital.
Pretty much, it gives them access to investors.
Well, not so much investors, but lenders and creditors.
Oh, okay,
right?
Okay.
So we have lenders and creditors on our platform. We connect them with direct connection. So that's access to capital. It's a purpose-built, creative and financial tools and education. And the education is focused around financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and music business education. Okay. We also got a component we're building with Rakim called Ra. And it's an AI mentor that guides you through your career journey. It's powered by AI, right? Not just simply generative AI, but also a specialized AI, right? It's trained on 40 years of Rakim's experience in the music industry.
And what does that tie into? What does that do?
And the AI it's a mentor for somebody who's on their career journey.
Okay. How
to become successful, how to navigate the music industry, how to become informed about it and knowledgeable about it.
So pretty much they ask the AI.
They ask the AI questions. And we got prompts.
You?
We got ready prompts, so they prompted, and it's Rakim, and we also added Rakim's voice.
Talking.
Yes, we're using Rakim's voice.
Nice.
So it's Rakim actually talking to you. You know what I mean? And giving you the insights of based on his 40-year career in hip hop. Okay.
And people are pretty much asking the app questions about their career.
Yeah, about their career, how they navigate this, how they navigate that. But we can also it can also produce documents. You need a recording contract. You need
like ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly. Like ChatGPT.
But your own about music for urban artists.
Yes, for urban artists. Yes, that's independent.
Smart. Nice.
Yeah, so that's a platform. That's what Notes is about. Yeah.
Okay, and that's where you at today.
That's where I'm at today.
So is Notes ready? Like, is the app up and going, or will it be ready?
Yeah, we're raising money right now. We're in the midst of raising capital. Me and Rakim just did an event out in San Francisco, the first annual San Francisco Hip Hop Festival. We did that.
Now you and him are locked in.
Yeah. We're locked in. Yeah, we're locked in.
Like you could just pick up anytime. And,
Yeah. Well, I always had his number. I just don't bother him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got Ben's number. I don't bother Ben.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I just who I am. I don't.
Until it's time.
Yeah. We gotta talk. If it makes sense, it makes sense.
Absolutely.
I know they're busy people. You know what I'm saying? I respect because I know how busy I be. So I know they're 10 times as busy as I am, or more busy than I am.
I bet. So give the people your website. Like where people can see this, read more about it for people that might be interested, investors, lenders, whatever.
Yeah. If people want to learn more about notes, www.notestechnology.com.
Spell notes.
NOTES.
Okay.
Technology. TECHNOLOGY. What else? All our social media, same thing.
I'll put your social media on the screen.
Yeah. Oh, do I mention that? No.
Yeah.
Oh, all our social media handles at at Notes Technology. Yeah. Check us out. See what we're doing. Me and Rakim are partners. He's the chief creative officer. I'm the chief executive officer. We have a CTO as well. Yeah, we're building this platform to empower independent urban music artists and creators, man, worldwide. This is global.
Nice. I appreciate you for stepping out today, man, and
thank you for having me,
the
brother.
game. There's a lot of game in this whole interview. Like, you just gotta listen.
Yeah.
A lot of game in here, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you. Peace.